Okie dokie. So this is the moment where we really want to tell everybody who's planning to come to Brighton the basic information that you need to know. We'll go through that, and then we're going to finish off coming back with Alex and Chris, who are very experienced at attending conferences, and they're going to give you the real tips you need about making the most out of your conference. But Georgia, let me tell you about Brighton, just in case you haven't been through and organised everything. First thing to say is, if you're traveling from an airport or from somewhere within the UK, getting to Brighton, you may well arrive either at the train station or at the coach station. If you're at the train station, it's a walk. Just head for the sea. That's the easiest thing. And if you're coming from the coach station, just turn right and follow along. And I've pointed out 3 places here. The first one, the Brighton Centre, that's where the conference is going to be held, and that's where you need to go first. That's where you can pick up your delegate badge and your conference programme and your bag and everything else. But then we have some additional session rooms right next door in the Grand Brighton, literally next door to the centre. And the reason we've put in the Holiday Inn, which is just a little bit further down the road, is that for some people attending some of our pre-conference events on the day before the conference starts, I can say on Monday now, that some of those will be at the Holiday Inn, but everybody's starting point is at the Brighton Centre along the seafront on King's Road. Hopefully everybody has had a chance now to have a look at the conference program. You can go to our website and you can download it now and have a look and plan your week. There are over 500 academic sessions. So really good, sensible idea to have a look through that program. When you arrive at the venue and register and get your delegate badge, we'll also offer you a conference program. And in terms of our sustainability, you have the choice at that point, whether you want to pick up a printed program or whether you prefer to use the digital version, which you'll be able to scan there. And the digital version has just a little bit more information about the abstracts for each session. But some people prefer the printed program to make notes in and to take home and reference if they're sharing information. So you'll have the choice of being able to do that. If I can, 2 really useful areas of the of the conference program. First of all, at the start of each day, we started this last year and it was really popular, a highlights page, and that really just focuses on the really big things happening on each of those days, from special interest groups running their open forums, through the social program, what's happening on the pop-up stage, what's happening on the IATEFL stage, who is speaking in terms of the plenaries, and literally the whole day in one page. And then you can follow through and see each of the sessions in more detail. So that's a useful page to look out for. And another one, which is always popular and so useful, at the back of the program there are what we call our quick reference pages, and that's literally an overview of all of just the academic sessions, but you can literally say by time slot what's happening where and make your way to the next session that you want to attend. So those are the things to really look out for in the social program, which, as I say, you can download now and start having a look through. The program also talks about such an important part of our conference, which is the exhibition. As big as ever, the ELT exhibition this year, but for the very first time, we're actually going to be, we've had to spread it over 2 floors. So you'll literally be surrounded by the exhibition as you move around the conference, which is exciting. Over 50 stands for you to explore. And it's just that opportunity to find out what's new, what's happening, what are the new publications, what are those online platforms that you could be using, what are the opportunities for you to be able to undertake a course, develop yourself, job opportunities, all sorts of things. And most importantly, great place to go and get a nice cup of tea or coffee free of charge as you're wandering around as well. So that's the exhibition. As I said, there are over 50 stands this year, but they're split between the ground floor. When you walk into the venue, you'll see some of them in front of you. And on the first floor, right in front of our plenary stage, is the second part of the exhibition. And two specific areas. We always have all of the stands are there for all delegates to visit, but there are a couple of zones which we always sort of highlight. One is our introducing zone, and that is for exhibitors who've never exhibited with us before or not for a very long time. So these are newbies. There's a great opportunity to see what's different and what's new. And also the career development zone, which really is exhibitors specialized and focusing on opportunities for the delegates to be able to undertake courses, to see job opportunities, and focus on the sort of building your career, as it were. So that's a really important part of our exhibition we get very excited about. Georgia, we've got something else new this year, which I really love the idea. As you know, we always run on the very first morning at the break time an opportunity for first timers to meet up, to get to know each other, so that you don't feel, gosh, I don't know anybody. You get an opportunity to make some friends that you'll very often bump into over the rest of the week. Well, we wanted to take that a step further. So that's happening again on the morning break, but then every morning, an afternoon break, and every lunchtime on the IATEFL stand, which is right behind the registration desk, we're having meetups. It's absolutely free. It's absolutely your choice whether you want to turn up or not. But as our role is also about networking and helping bring people together, you'll see that if you're a manager, a director, an academic leader, Tuesday lunchtime is the time for you. If you work in a primary or secondary school, Tuesday afternoon. And throughout the week, we've identified different groups of professionals which we're giving the opportunity to bump into each other, get to know each other better. You may know each other online, but this is a great opportunity for you to get to know each other face to face, make those connections and make friends. And I think that's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to that.
Such a brilliant idea.
It's great.
John, this is brilliant.
It's going to keep us all busy, but I think that's, everybody said this is such an important part of the IATEFL conference. It's, of course, about the learning experience, but it's also about the connecting experience. Okay. Alex and Chris have already mentioned in great detail some of our exciting new social events, but there's a full program happening throughout the week, right from the welcome reception, which Alex was talking about on the Monday, and then on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's something happening, and every morning, a great way to start your conference every morning, there's a mindfulness session, and everybody can find their calm zone and prepare themselves for the madness to come. So that's always a popular and a nice thing to join in with. Okay, that is, I think, the sort of key basic information about the conference. I would add that online booking has now closed. But that doesn't mean you can't attend. If you're too late, it means you can just turn up on the day, you can register on the day for a single day or for the whole conference and join with us. So if you haven't made plans yet, it's not too late. Okay, I think we're going to stop there. And then in a minute, we're going to come back and bring back Alex and Chris and gain some experience from them about what do you need to do, what do you need to take to make the best of your conference experience.
Amazing. Welcome everybody in the team. So we have got Sean, we have got Alex, we have got Chris, we have got John. Hello, everybody. Can I just say that I'm very excited because the IATEFL live team is also getting together. So we will have Nikki and Anka with us next week.
We
And
will.
you know us, we will be running around the whole conference center with our comfortable shoes and just interviewing people.
Very much looking forward to it. It's always good to work with you all for that 1 week. It's a crazy
That's
week.
the first tip of the day, isn't it? Comfortable shoes.
Comfortable shoes. I was
I'll
going to say
make a note of
there was a tip on there. I just realised I've taken your slides off screen, John, haven't I? Do you want them back on?
No, I think we're fine like that.
Okay. So we're meeting to talk tips, I guess.
Yeah.
First time in for maybe help people with it. Comfortable shoes was our first tip.
Oh yeah,
What
definitely
else,
comfortable.
experienced attendees, what else would you recommend to somebody who's attending maybe Brighton or the IATEFL conference for the first time? What's important?
Okay, can I start? Is it okay?
Yes,
Okay, so comfortable shoes, definitely. So if anyone is thinking of bringing high heels, don't forget about them. Okay, comfortable shoes, sneakers, whatever. Okay, so that you can last all day long. And another very important thing is bring your water bottle. Okay, you need to hydrate during the day. It's very important because you will also be drinking lots of coffee. So coffee and water absolutely go together. So make sure you have your water bottle with you. And because I checked the weather forecast for Brighton, it will be nice but windy. So that means bring something that has some kind of a hoodie or whatever, because that's one thing that I always bring with me to the UK. Okay, I always have something. Okay, with a hood, whether it's a hoodie or a jacket or whatever, because of the wind. But also,
it's the UK
yeah,
and it's by the sea, so
absolutely,
we're an
yeah,
island, and it's spring. So
exactly.
the weather
It's gonna be chilly.
it's
Yeah.
going to be a little bit chilly.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, don't forget that Brighton ice cream. So make sure you get some ice cream during the week as well. Okay, because that's something that I will definitely be doing. Yeah.
I can't confess to ever having had an ice cream in Brighton. Is it particularly good?
I think it's really, really good, Sean. And that's the only thing like sweet that I eat. So ice cream is a must for me in Brighton next week. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. It is really good. Yeah.
It's
I
not
don't
that
need
it's
to
really
eat so
good,
much.
it's just that it's a challenge to not have it eaten by the seagulls. You just
You've got
need to
to think about the seagulls.
Yeah.
haven't you?
Seagulls
Oh,
are not
okay,
your
yeah.
friends, are they?
No. But maybe, bring something that can protect you from the seagulls. But, that's a whole different story, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, ice cream for sure.
I'd staying on the food note. It was the Facebook group there, what they called the freelance publishers. They have little meetups, and I think they had a pre-IATEFL meetup a week or so ago where they were talking about a similar thing about tips to do that. And of course they were talking about the water or whatever, but there was one tip, I think it was from Catherine Billsborough. She said, bring some miso soup. And I thought that was a really interesting tip, just for a change, because in your hotel rooms, you've probably got a kettle, because most UK hotel rooms have a kettle. And it's, or if you're going into the break, there's often hot water at the break stands. So just for a change, bring some miso soup with you, which refresh it. And she's not the only person I know that does that. So I know other people that actually bring miso soup to conferences for that reason. So I think I think that's an original tip. That's not one I had heard before.
Yeah.
With it. I flashed up briefly Peter. Hi, Peter. We'll be seeing you next week. Interviewed next Tuesday, I think. So Peter put it's overwhelming. There's no harm in taking a little time out for the conference. I always think that's a really good tip to come up.
I think.
Go on, Chris.
I think I absolutely agree with Peter. I think one way to not feel a kind of swamped and drowning in it is a bit of planning before. I mean, as you say, there's over 500. You can't go to all 500 talks. Well, you could go very briefly to all of them, but that's probably not a very good idea. Is to kind of plan it almost a military style campaign about where I'm going to go and then where I'm going to go, where I'm going to go there. So I think that because a lot of the overwhelm, you feel overwhelmed. You're not quite sure what to do next. Should I go here? Should I go there? As you've sat down a day or two before or on the train over or something and said, okay, I'll go there. And on that theme of choosing where to go, of course, I like to go to areas that I'm already familiar with. But what I really like about something like IATEFL is to go out of my comfort zone. There are many areas of ELT I know very little about. And that's where I'll often push myself. Well, that's amazing. I didn't know this was going on, particularly geographical. You've got somebody speaking from a country. I don't know much about the context. I don't know much about how they do ELT there. And it's a real pleasure to go and engage with someone. Think, well, this is going on in certain name of country, and I didn't know it. So I would say familiar topics, yes, but also outside your comfort zone.
Yeah,
sorry, Alex, go on.
Yeah, I just wanted to say about feeling overwhelmed, that it's perfectly fine if you take a break during the day and just go to your hotel room or take a walk or whatever, because yes, conferences can be quite overwhelming and we shouldn't feel guilty, taking a 10-minute walk and then coming back to the conference center. I think it's very important to be kind of aware when that feeling comes, okay? And to be able to recognize it, and then you can say to yourself, okay, I need a break, I feel overwhelmed, or you can just sit in some corner, okay? You don't have to talk to anyone.
I was going to say, Alex, we actually have a designated quiet zone within the conference this year.
Yeah, so that's the place to go to when you feel overwhelmed. So yeah, definitely think about your mental health and whatever you need to do to make sure that during the conference you feel relaxed and not overwhelmed with things.
I think that's really good advice, because I mean, we've been going to IATEFL for many years now, and I can't try and record every year what it's like going for the first time, because there is really nothing like going to IATEFL. I mean, there are many ELT conferences, but it is, just that walk through, the amount of people that you're there, and I think often people are there. They've saved them a lot of money to go, or they're there on because they've been sent by somebody else, so they feel that extra responsibility to go to every session or get involved in everything. And I think it's really important what Alex just said and what Chris said. If you can't find a session, if there's no session jumps out to you in one of those parallel sessions, don't go. Do something else. There is, be quiet, take the exhibition, go and sit. I mean, the thing about Brighton is the sea is across the road. So we can go there with it. I would add one more thing to what Chris was saying about choosing the sessions to go to as well. I think one thing that adds extra stress is remembering where the rooms are. This is a big conference venue, and there could be you could be in this room and you need to get to that room. And that might be, although there is break time, that adds extra stress because you might need 10 minutes to get to the other side. So I think that's something to think about, where your rooms are.
I'm going to say, Sean, that we have a whole team of stewards who will be around the venue. You'll recognize them because they'll all be wearing red t-shirts, and they're there to help and guide people, because you're quite right. Whilst we have a gap between the sessions for people to move around, it's a big venue, and of course we're also in the hotel next door. So absolutely, that's just speak to one of the stewards. They'll be happy to guide you around. And don't forget, there's a map in the conference program as well.
I think I come at it from somebody that looks at the maps, asks the stewards, but I still get lost because I have even on day 4, I'm still like, where
But I think the thing to say for first time is it is a bit daunting. It's a bit like a really busy railway station or something, isn't it, with people, and everybody else seems to know where they're going and what they're doing, except you. And of course, they don't any more than you do in most cases. ELT people are very friendly. You've only got to say, oh, I'm looking for X, Y, Z, or do you know where this is? Where's the bathroom? Where can I get a coffee? Okay, we've got the stewards, fine. But there are other people. ELT folk are really generally, they may look a bit frenetic because they're also looking for the room. Ask anybody. People are really friendly and supportive.
And
they'll turn it into a language learning exercise. They'll give you flashcards and dictoglossy.
Oh, absolutely.
I was about to say get into pairs, but because I think that's
going a bit far. Yeah,
no. But it is that I think if you've gone to a session on your own, or you've traveled to conference on your own, you're not with a group of people. I was picking up on that friendly aspect. When you sit down next to somebody in the conference, talk to them, and it is that ELT friendliness, I think, that people do. So when I say get into birds, I mean like talk to the person next to you. Don't just sit there in silence waiting for a session to begin. I think most people would be want to engage in that, and Alex mentioned it in the first half of the show. I mean, the welcome reception is an amazing time to go and meet people, because everybody's there and milling around, etc. So I think, really get stuck into it, and don't and go if you are a first timer. That the session on the Tuesday, the first time session is really good to meet like-minded people as well. So I'd really circle both those things.
Yeah, and also because all of the trustees will be there, of course. If you see a trustee, stop them if you want to ask some questions about IATEFL or the conference, or if you just need help. Okay, I'm sure that we will also be able to help you with the rooms where they are, or whatever you might need, because we're all there to support our conference delegates. So whatever you need, just come up to us and ask us. And Sean, I completely understand that what you just said. If you're there on your own, okay, don't worry. You have a whole network of people who can support you, help you, talk to anyone that you can find around you if you feel a little bit, shy, or you're not really sure whether you should go somewhere or do something, etc. Just find a conference buddy, okay? Because I'm sure there will be plenty of people who will be there on their own. Just find a conference buddy, your IATEFL conference buddy, and just do things together, okay? Learn about IATEFL and the annual conference, and support each other. So yeah, don't worry if you're coming alone. We're there to support you all the way.
And I add to that, there were no silly questions. There were no stupid questions.
Exactly.
I don't want to ask. Ask away. Ask one of the trustees. Ask anyone at the desk. Nobody minds.
I feel like I've got a challenge now to find a question that's utterly silly.
I thought as soon as I said that, I realised the mistake I'd made. Normally, there are no stupid questions until Sean thinks.
Sorry, but you're right. Sorry.
I mean, people will help you basically. Whether it's people from IATEFL, whether it's other delegates, people will help you definitely.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
So warm ice cream, comfortable shoes.
Oh, Sean, I've got the list here. I've got it. Comfortable shoes, water bottle, something with a hood, ice creams and miso soup, although I'm not sure we're supposed to mix the two together.
No, I don't know.
Go to those.
A wasabi ice cream and a miso soup.
Take some time out and find a quiet zone. Plan your week in advance. Go out of your comfort zone as well. Ask stewards if you get lost. Talk to the person next to you and find a conference buddy. And the last one was find a trustee, which I find quite intimidating. But
yeah, so do I.
Absolutely.
Yeah.